start making your way through to your tables, please.
It's happened a few more times.
Alright, let's have all Goliath players return to your seats, please. All Goliath players, please return to your seats.
I thought that was above your pay grade.
To tell her what to do. It's friendly suggestion, not instruction, right? Oh,
Right in.
so you can't make next
Can't make it.
That's a
We're
shame.
on holiday, sorry.
I thought it was a holiday there, mate.
It is a holiday, but they're all new to mid.
No, yours is a well-deserved holiday, I think.
No.
Where are you off to?
Japan.
Oh, made me jealous. Are
Pretty
you doing
keen.
Tokyo or Kyoto as well?
We go to Tokyo first. I haven't planned anything.
Yeah.
So we're just going to get there, hang out with my brother and his fiancée, me and my girlfriend, and hang out with them for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Then we might go to Sapporo, go skiing. So.
Yeah. If you get a chance as well, do Hakuba. It's like pretty cheap and it's really good as well.
Sure. Yeah, you wear like the Hakuba ski school or ski school shirt, right?
You know that shirt, mate. You know that one.
Yeah, I know all your pajamas, Taylor.
Remember my pajamas?
I know all your pajamas.
Welcome back, gentlemen. Blinds are recommencing at 366. Gents blinds at 366.
I take it we're not moving table yet?
Not just yet.
Oh, not yet?
366.
Only 30 something. The rest of us all something. They just
Kev 66.
Yeah, that's right. Just nothing changes. Right, you get on a roll.
Are we meant to move fetch table?
Sorry,
So we hit 6:30 Queensland time, 7:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, and we're back on for this big event here, the ATP Brisbane, the Goliath. It's a $2,500 buy, and you're watching our feature table, which is jam-packed with some of the best talent, not just here in Queensland, but in Australian poker. I'm sure so many of you watching this stream will know so many of the players on this table. It's going to be very challenging and a lot of fun. There's been lots of action as well. We'll swing around the table shortly and you'll see some of our big names. Liam Dewar sitting next to Joe Hasham.
Instead of being on here the whole time. So playing less hands.
3 calls.
Johan Lees,
I think our pay
winner up in Sydney of the APT.
The dealer will take longer to deal because
Liam had so much success in Sydney.
So we're playing less hands. So if you think you're making money by playing hands, then you're losing money by being on here for a long period.
Going to run through the payouts shortly, which will blow you away. Joe Hasham raises with his decent 391,000 stack, which he's increased enormously over the last hour or so. He was down to about 200, so it's won a few decent sized pots. Kevin Ritchie in with him here with the pocket nines off the big blind. His 13k bet is going to take it as he pushes his chip stack up to 230,000. Rather chip stacks. Brandon Bailey well out in front, but does turn around pretty quickly. Johan Lees is our short stack. Jared Thatcher, another name that so many out there would know, is our second short stack, 16 big blinds.
That's what they said. And then I was like, why
I'm going to be joined shortly by the CEO of the Australian Poker Tour, Josh Monk, who's running around out on the floor.
Because I'm doing such amazing things.
Yeah, that's probably
But Harvey Silver with you here until that time. Joe picks up another hand, suited ace king, under the gun. Sat here yesterday
6 raise, 12,000.
and in the grind and watched Joe probably for 3 hours being card dead. He still managed to increase his chip stack, but sitting there and just folding hand after hand after hand. Had a chat with him at breakfast this morning. He said that's the game, and he's learnt not to become frustrated, and that patience is a huge virtue. And I think Joe's table image accordingly is that he doesn't get out of line too much because he's got enormous patience. And here he's got the best hand against 3 other really good hands. So let's see what happens. Liam's on the short stack here.
75.
And I think he might be raising out of the big blind here. Let's just see what's happening.
6 re-raise all in. 1 folds.
I guess I lose to ace king now.
2 folds.
So we can see that everyone else looks like they've folded. It's just Joe against Liam. Liam with the suited king queen. Joe with the suited ace king. It's Liam's tournament that is at risk here. So we go to the flop. Oh, wow, bang.
Known and win.
Wow.
Oh my God! I fold 8.5.
So we've got 7 hearts out there. He only needed 3. And Liam stays alive and takes a big chunk of Joe's stack in the meantime.
I'm like, oh no, what have I done?
I was snapping you too. I'd king set for genius.
Vaults up to 195,000.
So what you're saying is I was very dead.
You're dead against me.
There's poker.
But I won the pot, right?
You won the pot. Congratulations. That's happening with 8.5.
I know that one of the hands folded there definitely had the ace of hearts. I think it might have even had ace 10 of hearts. But
I said I folded hearts.
Oh, you said
I said
yeah, I said no, I folded them.
Liam takes that pot.
I folded
The
ace
king queen.
And he folded king queen. So I was very dead.
Really? Are you serious?
Yeah, it's proper serious.
And you're king queen?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. And I lost the hand.
Joe can still laugh. He realised how few outs Liam had there because there was a king queen folded, and there was I'm sure there was a couple of hearts folded as well. So yeah, he as I say didn't need all 5 hearts, but he got them.
Calls. 2 calls. 3 calls.
Get a raise from Lawrence. Queen Jack suited. He's going to be seriously dominated here by the ace 10 suited of Johan Lees. Kevin Ritchie calls 10-8 suited, and Joe comes along cheap. And Joe gets the flush draw.
6 checks, 1 checks. 2 checks.
Johan hits the 10, as does Kevin, but Johan obviously way ahead with the ace kicker.
6 folds. 1 calls.
Sorry, Joe didn't get the flush draw. That was just a misread on my part. It's
2 calls. 3 players.
3 players here to the turn. Kevin hits his 2 pair, and this is going to be a sneaky 2 pair too, which probably won't get picked up by either of the other players.
3 bets, 50,000.
He bets 50, building the pot nicely.
1 fault.
Lawrence gets away, but Johan with his 10 and the ace kicker. He's only got 88 behind, so he decides he wants to stay in this tournament for a bit longer. Kevin Ritchie takes the pot with a 2 pair, picks up 77,000 extra chips, and vaults to second in the chip count. So the names came up there, and they'd be very familiar to the poker community in Australia. Jared Thatcher, Didier, Liam, Joe, to speak. Folds the suited connectors. Didier Uren had a terrific Sydney APT, as did this bloke, Johan Lees. Wow. Didn't he do well in Sydney? And so did this bloke, Liam, who actually was behind the microphone for a lot of that and showed his prowess as a commentator as well as a player. And I'm sure we'll have him in at some stage over the next few days.
Not Queen out offsuit, then gold. Not Queen out offsuit. Queen out offsuit. Remember before?
So the cheap call for Brandon, who's our big chip leader. No one hits anything there.
Seven check. 4 checks.
Actually, more shot.
I think maybe Brandon will have a ping here.
7 checks.
Liam's aggressive play is well known. Let's see if he's willing to take a swing. He is, to the tune of 38,000. Nice bet, Liam. Takes down the pot and picks up 22k.
Give me an edible first.
Going to take you through the payouts here after you get a chance to digest that chip count. Brandon's been ahead of everybody on this table for quite a while here, and he'll be chasing the first place payout of, you ready? $74,000. 46,000 for second, 32 third, 23 for fourth, 17,000 for fifth. We're paying out all the way down to 14th, $5,400, $2,500 buy-in event. The Goliath, the grandest of our events here at the APT Queensland. Tell your mates that we're broadcasting, that they can watch the stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Let us know in the chat how we're going. If you've got any questions, cheer on your favourites. Jamie Leontek just hopping in there, and he's a Liam fan, as so many who are watching are. It's great to watch Liam. Scotty's behind Kev Ritchie.
7 checks. 8 checks.
Who's in here with pocket threes on a board that actually looks pretty good for pocket threes. So he bets out and takes the pot.
That's a good way to start a 20. That's good. When are you starting?
Jared and Johan down the bottom of the chip count, but Jared's still with 11 big blinds. It's not desperate stakes as yet. And we've seen over and over how a couple of double ups or a triple up can change your whole tournament and give you a great chance to win.
1 and 2. Yellows, please. Maybe gold, wouldn't it? What a world it would be.
Thank you. I have 170.
Hey, I only play someone takes 95. I'm not playing.
1 folds. 2 raise, 12,000.
Thanks for the question,
3 calls.
Ben Boss. How many players left? We started with 118, and we are commentating this at half an hour delay. I think there's about 30 players left now. As we tell you, often we are watching the same feed that you're watching and commentating at a half an hour behind, so we really do have no idea what's going on out on the floor. This is just another layer of security here, so there's no communication of live play out of the production area into the floor. So yeah, I think there's about 30 players left on this half-hour delay as Johan Lees picks up a flush draw to go with his ace-king.
2 bets, 20,000.
He bets it's not a fantastic flop for fives, and Kevin, who's increased his chip stack significantly over the last little bit, will push those in as he does. And as he does so, I welcome the big boss, the CEO.
Thanks for having me, Harv.
Going to be on my best behaviour now as Josh Monk comes in and joins me in the commentary position. Josh, just talking about how heavy this table is with talent and names, and wouldn't be surprised if most of our viewers know every single player on this table.
Yeah, I think you're right there, 100%. You're definitely right there. The big man's there too, Joe Hash. Good friend of mine, Joey. World Series of Poker 2005 main event winner. I think his brother's still out in the field too. I don't know.
Not sure.
Not sure.
Well, I was just saying, because we're half hour behind, we don't have an idea what's really going on the floor. But
well, there you go.
He was there just before the break, so getting a bit short stacked, Tony was. But he may still be playing. We're down to about 30 players, so we're closing in on the money. Start paying out at 14 for 5,400. How's that first place payout? 74 grand.
74 big ones up the top.
Fantastic,
How good's that? Beautiful. Love that. Anyway, it's been popped up here by Liam. Liam Jehu, what a player. He's an amazing player too, actually. This is very star-studded. I've been so busy, Harvey. I haven't even bothered to have a look who was on the feature table. I got asked to jump in here for 15 minutes. So, yeah, Liam's amazing. He's popped it up there with the King Jack. Been called by the King 10. 996 flop.
3 checks.
Kevin's got to check it. Back to Liam. Most likely going to c-bet this flop here because you raised pre.
4 checks.
Decides to check it back. Let's have a look at the turn. Repeat 9 on the turn. I like this from Kevin.
3 bets, 12,000.
It's leading out. I like this a lot, actually.
A small bet. Encouraging Liam to come along.
4 calls.
Watch him hit a 10 on the end. Come on.
Dear.
All right. Because we've seen so much of that, haven't we?
Yeah, well, we had that highlight yesterday.
Wow,
that was amazing, yeah. I'll tell you what, if we start calling cards and they start coming out, people start thinking, what the hell's going on here? No, we can't predict the cards. It's more people want to see coolers and sick bad beats and cards coming out all over the place, and we just kind of go with the flow.
There's more evidence that if you're prepared to be aggressive and bet out, Kevin was behind there, but he was the one to bet and got Liam to fold. I'm just looking at the names on this table, and it's almost like the biggest names in poker and the blokes who cleaned up in Sydney.
Yeah, that's they've just rolled it over.
Really, I mean, you have a look at who's sitting here and how well they did in Sydney.
Yeah,
amazing.
It's like the Wheel of Fortune carryover champion. You're just carrying over 9 champions.
It's so funny because Aussie, older blokes driving the 20
Cool. 3 calls. 4 folds, 6 folds. 7 folds, 8 folds, 9 folds. One raise, 24.
Keep an eye on this because this is also another good hand brewing, and we're going to make a little change in commentary, and it's going to be a highlight. Just stand by. Lawrence raises with his pocket 10s. Kev's got the ace queen.
3 calls.
When you say 3 bets?
Yeah, no, it sounds like 3 bets.
And of course, this is now going to get really spicy Lawrence hits trips. Kevin hits his ace.
That's 25,000. One calls. Sorry, that's all.
I think someone's going to finish up with all their chips in here. It'll just be a question on whether Kev decides to call it. Lawrence is check, inducing the bet here.
Two bets.
Kev's coming along, and he's going to push it up to 40. I think you're probably about to see a call, and then
One raise, 80,000.
no, a raise. Kev's not going anywhere with the ace with a queen kicker, so he calls. Lawrence has only got 38 behind now. It's another spade. I don't think that's going to scare anyone. So it's an all-in and a call. Lawrence flips over his 2 10s and picks up nearly 180K. What a good hand that is. And on that note, we're going to make a little change here. Josh Monk and another Josh, who he's going to introduce, who's had a big day. He's had a really big day. He's the winner of our grind. J-Max coming in to join JM. Harvey Silver signing off. I'll speak to you shortly.
It's like I'm sizing old Joe up. No, but he's on his phone. If he looks serious, like he was in a hand then, it'd be justified. Because you're on your phone, doesn't it?
Yeah, awesome.
How are you, Josh?
Yeah, good, mate. You?
Yeah, good, mate, to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no worries. It's been a big day.
Yeah. We've got Josh and Josh Monks. And here with Josh McIntyre.
Macintosh.
Macintosh,
yeah,
pardon me.
close,
Sorry,
yeah.
it's been a long day.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
right.
Macintosh.
Nah, everybody makes mistakes with the last name. Spelled differently as well. So.
Many triples today. Lots and lots. Yeah, well. I thought
First
triples
time I've
actually.
seen ace-queen all day.
Yeah. It's so cool, though, right?
So is that Didier? Yeah, so Didier's obviously going to open that inside.
Top triples versus Liam earlier. Check.
Two folds.
Johan, I think, plays heaps of cash in the States.
3 calls.
Defending the 6-4, pretty standard. I think Didier will see bet here for sure. Is he playing 100 at 6K BB?
Nine bets, 11,000.
So definitely worth the see bet for sure. I think he'll defend here with 6-4. Definitely defend.
Heads up.
Great card for Didier, obviously. Making top and middle.
3 check.
I think this will just be it.
Sorry, Josh, you just
No,
had to
you're
duck out there for 2 seconds.
Easy. Yeah, this hand's pretty standard.
Pretty standard here. Didier's just picked up the ace on the turn.
Yeah, flipped the 8 as well, so he's got top and middle. I think it'll just be 1 and...
Bet and fold here.
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's right.
2-7.
Kevin can't possibly think he's got the best hand here with bottom pair with no kicker.
Just straight in the bin. Pretty standard that hand. Jacobs is a really good dealer as well. Like, watch him deal heaps of hands, obviously in the grind. Does so well.
Now, Josh, you've played with a lot of these players, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, beautiful.
Played with Liam, Joe, obviously Hashem. Everybody knows in Australia. Brandon, I played a lot with, and Lawrence.
Mhm.
He's also pretty good.
Who's the best out of the lot?
Yeah, have to go Hashem.
Yeah. Of course.
If I said anything else, I get shot around here, wouldn't I?
That's true.
Joe definitely plays his own style. He's really good. Brandon's a loose cannon. He loves to bluff. Lawrence loves to bluff as well.
There you go.
Yeah, Liam plays pretty standard. He's like a more aggressive ABC. Knows all of his lines. They all study together, all of these boys. Then you have Thatcher. Is that Thatcher?
There's Thatch.
Yeah, Thatcher's good as well. I played a lot of the grind with him. I hadn't really played much before that. Johan's really good as well, but he's a predominantly like a cash game player, so.
Yep.
Two raise, 12,000. 3 folds.
So Johan here just popping it up to 12 on the button.
Yeah, definitely standard. I think Liam will definitely defend here. How much has he got? 170.
Yeah,
6K
172.
big. Plus 30. He's never ripping it.
No.
He might, I don't know, he might put in the 3. He's feeling alive in this spot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think a 3-bet in this position is probably...
Defending's definitely, I think, a lot more
strategically,
standard. Yeah, definitely.
Heads up.
So this board's definitely going to go check, I believe, from this point onwards.
4 checks.
Because Liam definitely defends that range more than he opens a button with. So yeah, definitely goes check there. Turn 3 might go bet fold.
I'm just going to let you call this one ad lib, mate. I love it.
It's, yeah, definitely might go bet fold here. But then again, he could. Like his range is definitely all king high, queen high. So now they just. It might even go check, bet, call. Bet, call. There's like so many variants here. But I definitely don't see either of them folding.
I reckon it's going to go bet call.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's the most likely scenario.
Yeah.
It's got to be a chop pot if that happens. 10s and 7s with the ace kicker.
Yeah. Definitely don't see either of them folding.
No, I agree.
And there's not enough bloat in the pot.
4 bets.
So it's like, that's a full pot bet nearly out of Jehu.
Did he bet 27k? Yeah, 27k. I think
into
it's gonna
33
get
is
snapped
huge.
off, yeah.
I don't see any world where he folds here when it goes check.
I mean, what's he repping? I mean, he's probably repping the same hand. I mean,
I don't know why Johan's taking TV time here. It should have been put in the middle already. I don't see him ever folding. Yeah, it should have been put in a long time ago.
2 calls.
Yeah, definitely a standard hand there.
No, I can't do anything. Just thought 500.
Brandon Bailey with the chip lead there. That's a lot of chips, 700,000.
You're out of play this hand yet? Okay, good.
Doing well.
Oh,
Came into day
you
2
look
with
so
400
solid when
and something, I
he
believe.
calls for a job, and now you're
congratulations, by the way, for yesterday. Congratulations on the
Thank
grind.
you.
53,000 big ones.
53,000 big
And the
ones.
ring,
Yeah,
and
the
the
trophy.
and the trophy,
Yeah.
and the $750 ticket.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, what a day, huh?
Yeah, I came into the heads up. So Jesse and I play social golf together.
Right.
Good friends. Picked me up. We had a chat on the way here. No deal was made, so it was actually pretty good.
Excellent. Good on you.
Yeah, a bit of banter here and there. So we were looking on a Hendon mob on the way here, and we're just looking like scores that we've both had, and we looked at the very bottom of both of ours, and we actually, the very first score ever on Hendon mob we had was heads up with each other.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't even know. 2016 we played a $55 pot limit Omaha tournament, and I went heads up in that, and he beat me. So history repeated itself in 2024, and I got the dub, which was
There you
good.
go.
So we're one each.
Congratulations.
Except mine was a little bit more, which was always nice.
Johan here, just picking up the ace queen off. It's in the cutoff with 104k.
Raise, 12,000.
Popped it up, makes it 12k to go. The blinds here are 3,000, 6,000 with the 6,000 big blind ante. It's been folded all the way round, and he'll take down the pot.
Yes, I probably would have defended if I was Joe there. The king six, but
yeah.
I
You're a bit
didn't-
looser than Joe, I'd
yeah,
imagine.
Yeah, I didn't see Joe's stack size though. It looks to be about 250, 300 maybe. I definitely think off 50 you can defend the king high there. You can definitely open queen X suited hands, so defending king high is never bad for one big blind.
One raise, 12,000. 2 folds. 3 folds. 4 folds. 6 folds.
Most people I don't think get it anywhere near as bad as what I have. So I was just being extra careful with what happens. So it's a bit revolting, I guess. That's it. Most players are great for the high game.
It's not even poker players, it's the population of the women. It drives me nuts what I see. What people do.
Getting back here to the action.
Ace 8 versus Ace 9 on the Ace high flop. It's always going to be dangerous for somebody. Just got back to diamonds there, Brandon. He's never going to fold for one. Lawrence is definitely going to continue.
Yep, that's true. Brandon here with...
And they both have absolute piles as well.
So as you can see up in the top right-hand corner, it does calculate the outs. Now, the 5 isn't an out chop out, which would be aces and 5s using the king on the board as the...
Yeah, can definitely run out as well, like 10, 10,
Sure.
10, jack. You want a big card on the turn, scary, stop someone going broke.
Sure.
There's a diamond, so now we have fireworks. So Brandon's definitely liking this card. Brandon's definitely the type of bloke that's going to continue.
For sure.
No matter what Lawrence bets. He's got top pair, nut flush draw. He's leading now into the original razor, so...
Leads out here for 65k, it appears.
Oh
And
my
Lawrence just
goodness.
puts it straight in the bin.
Wow, I did not see that coming at all. That's definitely an unconventional line.
Talk to
To
my
lead turn there.
Pardon?
I think he picks up more money
Really?
if you check raises, so...
Okay. Yeah, yes, Liam, it's a lot of chips. I'm just going to lock up and like make it hold my way to the money now.
A lot of betting discs.
Yeah, easy.
You don't have any chips
Yeah, yeah.
No, this table's really short shit.
Solo in the booth.
We only got
300 now.
below average.
Yeah.
We only got 1 over the average.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was definitely unconventional. Lead there by Brandon.
Well, the average sack is like what, maybe big or something. So pretty unusual.
So definitely out of line.
Do you have A6?
Get the best hand to fold. Lawrence definitely going to open the king jack here.
One raise, 12,000.
Could have been checking his phone, returning my phone call.
Yeah, and let's go the 10-8.
3 folds.
Gee, who picks up the ace-10? This is going to get spicy. I think he definitely 3-bets. If it's suited. I believe he's probably going to flat here. Off 30. Don't really... Oh, he might. Yeah, he puts in the 3.
4 re-raise, 35,000.
Makes it 35,000.
7 folds.
Oh, Thatcher might even just put... I think Thatcher just puts here. sure. For 56. It's like 9 bigs. Yeah. I don't
Sorry,
really-
Josh, just had to duck out there for a little bit.
Busy man. Busy things to do.
That's it. Becomes part of the job.
Yeah, so Thatcher's got 9 bigs here, and he's got ace jack, and I think he's in the big blind. He is in the big blind.
Big blind.
Yeah. So Thatcher's in the big blind. He's got 9 bigs. I really
Got to
don't.
just jam it, right?
He's never fold.
No brainer.
If he folds this, it's just absolutely absurd.
We have
It
seen
does-
a couple of those.
it-
You know,
it
I've been
has-
in the box
yeah.
a couple of times. I have seen it a couple of times.
Yeah, he's letting it go. It's gone
Wow.
raise, re-raise. I can understand that. Lawrence is going to let this go as well. Yeah, I saw that come from a mile away. And now Thatcher hates his life.
Sure.
Because he thinks, obviously, you know, Lawrence opening, I believe, UTG +1.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely has a strong range there, but Lawrence does like to open wide.
Stacked table, isn't it?
Crazy. I had every regular from Brisbane on my grind table. Like it was, I looked over and I was like, I play like, you know, 4 times a week with 90% of the players on the table. I
Sure.
know everybody by name and a phone number and address. Like, normally you have like, you know, 2 from Melbourne, 1 from Adelaide, 3 from Sydney. It was like a Brisbane table. Like.
It's a mates game.
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, it's like, you know, you go to the pub and you have drinks. It's like everybody that we were sitting with was everybody that we play with on the regular.
One fold.
An extra big is also acceptable.
Yeah, Liam's definitely. I think, like, I started playing with Liam like when he first came up from Melbourne. He's definitely improved a lot since then. They're like a really good player. Got Joe, obviously.
I play a lot with Joe back
Australian,
in Melbourne.
Australian Hall of Famer. Like,
Yeah, he's amazing.
he's
Lovely guy.
made a dent in the poker world.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he changed the whole landscape,
right.
I'd imagine, in Australia, to be perfectly honest.
100%.
The moment he won, it was kind of like a meal ticket for all Australians to think, I've got a chance at this too.
Yeah,
Now, that happens. You know.
for sure. Then you got Jared Thatcher, who has like $1 million in cashes.
Mom's watching the stream.
You've got Didier, who just won the 25k at APT in Sydney. There's millions and millions of dollars on this table in live earnings, and they're all battling here. It's just crazy to watch. Would have been nice to go back to back if I won the grind and then I won this, but I got pinned, unfortunately. But yeah, it's good to watch. It's definitely good to watch. I want to see Joe get in a couple of nice pots. It's always good to watch Joe in action.
Yeah, I agree. Just like how he calculates his strategy, how he thinks it through. He's very methodical, you know, and just how he thinks like problematics, and he thinks about, you know, hand ranges and bet sizing. He's just a very well-rounded poker player, as most people know.
He's been playing for such a long time.
Yeah,
There's probably not a spot that he hasn't been in. You know,
Agreed.
he's on autopilot.
No, I totally agree.
He's definitely on autopilot. He's probably looking up golf scores and stuff on his phone.
He's talking to his brother there in the background, as you can see.
Nine balls option.
So Didier here is just elected to call out of the small blind with pocket twos.
Brendan flat the cutoff with 5 high, 6 high.
It's a pretty interesting decision.
One check.
I personally would rather open it than limp it,
absolutely.
you know. But, you know,
Bet 10,000.
I don't have 700,000 chips in the Goliath either, so.
Yeah, it's usually a comment we use in the commentary box, you
Yeah.
know. If I was good as these
Yeah,
guys here, I'd be playing. You
yeah,
know, I wouldn't be
that's right.
sitting in the com box. So
I'm
there
in
you
the
go.
commentary box for a reason.
That's it.
I'm only good enough up until the $1,000 level. Once you go higher than that, I'm rubbish.
Sure.
But yeah, it's just to watch, like, you know, the hands face up and see like the different sorts of plays that people create and make for themselves is very interesting.
Yeah, totally agree.
It's definitely like, I'm not a big watcher of, I'd say. Like, I'm not a person who watches a lot of poker.
Mm-hmm.
I watch sometimes like a couple of streamers or something like that.
Sure.
But I definitely don't sit and watch like streams.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather play.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people would prefer to play. I mean, I love playing, obviously.
Yeah.
And, you know, I watch enough poker to...
Yeah.
The updraft.
That's completely dead.
6 raise, 12,000.
Can you still hear me? Oh yeah, I think I'm back. Yeah, sorry.
So we're just having a couple of technical glitches here.
Oh, here we go. This is exactly what we want. Right backing exactly when Joe picks up the kings.
Here we go.
And we've got Thatcher. No, yeah, that is
Yeah,
Thatcher.
Thatcher's
moving
all in
with-
for 53.
And we've got 1 or 2 aces dead. Oh, we've got a king dead too. But yeah, he's obviously snapping.
6 calls.
And he rolls over the kings and he sees a bad news. See, I love the way that he holds himself. He's so slow.
It's so
It's
methodical,
like
isn't it?
what do you think I have?
Yeah.
You know, like it's a, I'm the champion.
Yeah.
This is what I got.
You've seen this story before,
Oh,
you know what I mean? He
I
just
played-
turns it over nice, nonchalantly, just the kings, like, no problem.
Played some large cash games with Joe. It's very cheeky.
It's cheeky.
He shows his attitude in the way that he plays cards.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know Joe, you know exactly what I'm talking about. For everybody watching, he definitely has a... oh, there's an out, an extra out.
Ace or a jack. Oh, wow, and he just cops it.
Sick.
It's the ace at the river there.
But look at the way that Joe holds himself. Like, this is what I'm saying. He's not throwing a tantrum. He's not like banging on the table. He's not saying anything. Like, takes a change. And that's it. He knows how to take it as, you know, well as if he got ace jack in against kings. It's the way that he holds himself. It just proves exactly who he is as a person.
Yeah, totally agree.
Nothing's above your pay grade. That's all I need.
What was that, a 53k hit to his stack?
56, like 9 big blinds.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he'd rather, with that stack size, win it than lose it.
Sure.
But I could, you know, there's a few people on the table that'd be jumping up and down if they lost that hand. I know Brandon Bailey loves to yell and scream every time he cops a bad bomb.
There you go.
Oh, look, I think everybody does. I should be pointing him.
Probably shouldn't be sitting in the combox actually commentating on Joe. I'll tell you why, because every single time I either go and play golf with Joe outside of
I
obviously
try
the
to
APT
get
stuff.
him to play golf, actually.
Sure.
I want to see him have a tantrum on the golf course.
It's actually, to be honest, it is quite funny, you know. But
definitely.
we have kind of a bit of a running joke, you know, with Joe. Like he flew in a day after, or a few days after I got here. It was a big thunderstorm. It took him an hour to get out of the airport. We have a bit of a laugh about how he runs bad in it, all these types of things. And then I've jumped into the combox. He just picks up the kings there against the ace jack on a pretty dry board and just bang ace at the river.
It's like 10-10-3 ace. Jack.
10-10-3 jack.
Ace, and then finds it on the river.
So he's
and
probably
Thatcher would be like, you'd be jumping up and down in his head, but he knows on the live stream. He doesn't, he's the same, he just stops it. And he'll just walk off and have a tantrum, I guess, elsewhere. But it's like poker, you know? Everybody hates losing.
True that. So those of you who are watching at home, we are live at Eaton's Hill Hotel here in Brisbane. It's event 16, the Goliath, $2,500 buy-in.
Absolute awesome event.
It's 31 players left out of a total field of 118. 3 players to the flop here. Brandon's got the best of it, but have a look at this flop here. Pretty good for Kevin. Picked up bottom pair.
I think Kevin plays on the tighter side, for sure.
Background to Didier. It's just gone check, check, check. Here comes the turn card, down and dirty. Jack's not going to help anyone. Does pick up a gut shot for Didier if he picks up the 9.
I think with the said action, Didier bets his gut shot here.
I think so too.
Brandon's definitely not bluffing this card, so he's going to find a check.
Yep.
But he definitely has been there to prove me wrong. Yep. Here comes the bet. Prove me wrong.
Love it. Just bet straight 25k. Nonchalantly, no problems. There's the 25k. Straight out by Didier, who had the gut shot, the 2 overs. Back round to Kevin with bottom pair. Probably he's going to get this done, I would imagine, Josh, don't you think?
Yeah. I definitely believe so, but I've been proven wrong too many times to know exactly what people are going to do anymore. He does let it go.
There you go.
Yeah, he's definitely like, The way that Brandon plays is he's got 2 picture cards. He sees the third one. I think he gets a bit envious that he doesn't have the third one in his hand and likes to bet it. So
It's a strategy I've never heard of before,
Yeah,
but I kind of like it. Why not?
Yeah, it's the unconventional thought process.
He's playing that memory game, you know, where you used to play.
Yeah,
Turn the cards
yeah,
over, he's got to
yeah.
try and make a pair or
Yeah.
whatever matches.
Yeah,
He wants to collect them all.
It's exactly like that.
How have you found Eaton's Hill? You staying on site?
No, I live an hour away.
Okay.
So drive here, or as I said, I came here with Jesse Stanley today,
Perfect.
which was good. He gave me a lift and we came together. But yeah, I live
Talking
an hour
strategy in the car the entire way back and forth, or what?
away. I don't think I've ever talked strategy to somebody that I'm going to play heads up with. Like,
Sure.
That's something a little different. But we're definitely talking money. That was definitely a thing in the car.
Sure.
Yeah, as I said, we didn't chop. We just said like whoever won would buy the other person into the Goliath, because there was an extra 3K like hanging over the 50. So I just said like flick the other person into the tournament if you win, like, you know, 15K more than them. So
I love that.
I
That's
won
great.
and I bought him into the Goliath and he busted 25 minutes later or whatever, which was fun. Nice torch of $3,000. We like to call that one a rake donation.
Yeah, that's it. Straight away.
It was good.
Well, big flop here for Liam. He's just flopped trips.
He will check. Snap. Beat me to it. And Lawrence will definitely check back. Turn heart. No, dead. He might even check again, to be honest.
As you can see on the screen here, Liam here with the check mark next to his name. He can't lose this hand no matter what river card comes down. He's picked up the trips here. He's just trying to figure out what to bet here. See if he can...
I think checking is best.
Yeah, I'll check here too.
He's going to go small, I think. Yeah. 13. 13 into 33. Makes it... 14. 14 into 33. 47 in the pot. Lawrence is just going to bin this. Lawrence doesn't play funny buggers.
Yeah. He's a good player, Lawrence. I've watched him play a couple of times. I've actually commentated a few times on stream when he's been playing. He's pretty solid. You know, he doesn't get out of line too often. He knows what he's doing, obviously. And
that's the thing. Everybody thinks he gets out of line because he does do these random bluffs every now and then.
Sure.
In the, you know, smaller tier stuff, but he plays quite ABC. You know, don't have a pair folds, have a draw call. It's straightforward and it works for him. He's had some good cashes in his time.
You probably wouldn't fold nines. You probably fold eights maybe.
He's definitely good for sure.
Nines you would take for sure. Yeah, I was gonna say if you folded like eights then no, but if you had eights,
I'd really like to see. Obviously, everyone wants to see the big stacks clash.
8 fold. 9 fold. 9 fold.
Some big juicy bluffs. Everyone loves to see a big bluff.
yeah, actually, it's funny. I was commentating with Harvey yesterday, and it was an ace-5. It was actually on your table.
Yeah.
Ace-5 versus pocket jacks, I believe. The short stack moved it in with ace-5. In the big blind, the guy picked up pocket jacks. Another player who was in the hand mucked, and the ace-5 was shown versus the jacks, and the flop came down like 10 deuce 3, and he needed a 4 on the turn, and Harvey and I were calling the action, and everybody on the table was calling for a 4, and then
the 4 came.
just
it was
absolutely
Johnny.
banged just right on the turn.
4 on the turn.
Yeah,
That's correct.
it's phenomenal.
This is a good flop. So Thatcher's going to continue. Oh no, sorry, it's Hashem.
Yeah, Hashem's got top pair and second best kicker.
Johan's got 6s. So 6s never folding this flop.
Sure.
Joe's definitely going to continue. Yeah, that hand yesterday was crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. But Harvey and I were calling it cold, and obviously when it came on the turn after...
I think I watched it back,
It was phenomenal. It was so funny. And we had Naj calling for a 4. He wanted to see a sick gut shot on the turn, and it just came up with an absolute wonder. You know, you couldn't write those scripts, you know.
So Johnny's a good friend of the majority of the people at that table. So
Joe's just get out, I believe, here to 30K.
He actually raised, I believe. Yeah, raised to 30. So I think Johan made it 6. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. 6 or 10 maybe. Joe makes it 30. Johan calls.
Okay. Well, it would have been 10 raised to 30 and then
yeah,
called
so
the extra
10,
20.
30 and call, yes. Yeah. So 10, 30 call, which is standard.
Yep.
Joe's just snap moved it in. The show's over. It's an overbet. He just doesn't want to deal with it. It's pretty much just
Fairly wet board too.
I want to take the pot. Leave me alone.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. He did have the best hand too, so it was a good play by Joe. It's a pretty wet board. There's flush draw down and straight draw down.
Yeah.
And he's got the second best pair.
Yeah.
Might as well go for it.
Yeah, definitely.
He's only got 173k too.
Yeah,
so
and Johan's hand has too much showdown and bluff, so it's never getting you know, it's no more action is creating from that hand. It's just check, 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 or you know, bet, fold.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much all over anyways.
So as you can see in the top right-hand corner, 29 players left here in the Goliath. Event 16, $2,500 buy-in. Thatcher, under the gun, decides to just muck the Queen 2 off. Didier hasn't picked up a hand for about 6 months here.
Yeah.
Goes for a fold. Round to Lawrence. Picked up the Baccarat.
Yeah.
Half price on 6. Johan with the natural 9. He puts it straight in the bin.
Beautiful.
Gavin straight in the bin.
There's a natural 8.
There's a natural 8 by Liam.
Yeah.
Who's on the dealer button. He's probably going to raise here.
That's 5-3 of clubs. He's definitely opening that.
Yeah.
Aiden Glenn in the comments goes, why didn't you make a deal last night with Jesse? I've said this before. I've said it on stream a million times. I wouldn't chop with my mother if I played. So I just refuse to chop. I think there's just way too much. Like if it's not really about the money. It's just about the winning outright is just the best way to go about it.
Brandon here just picks up the big slick,
Yeah.
offsuit, big blind.
That hand was over 10 minutes ago.
3 bets it to 46k and just takes it down.
I like to defend the 5-3 suited. Don't get natural 8 very often.
It's true.
But I'm greedy.
I love playing natural hands on 5-3, the Jack 9, the King 9, four side, all of the back row hands. It's kind of a bit
We're
of
all degens at heart, right?
I think so. Yeah. It's always one of the things that I like to do in my spare time if I get an opportunity to.
Craig Abernathy, Josh Mack's poker strategy is just running up stacks. Great to see him get another win.
There you go.
Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that.
Beg your pardon?
Shout out Craig Abernathy. Yeah, I'd love to see some wild action. You know, it's always nice when the Cowboys get the guns cracking. Diddy obviously folding the 8-9. King 6 bin. Johan bin. The card distribution's fairly poor at the moment.
Yeah, totally. It's hard to commentate when the card distribution is so bad.
It's like, what do you say? You know, like when they get dealt these rubbish hands.
That's it.
You know,
you're kind of filling time. You don't know what to really talk about. You know.
That is cooked from Joe. Opening 10-5 on the button.
Yeah.
That's wild. Thatcher's definitely defending. Might even rip. Joe trying to stitch him up here with the 10-5.
100%.
Yeah.
He can do it too. I've seen him, get there in the World
image.
Series of Poker with the Queen 7. He did it obviously with the 3-7 to win the World Series main event. So he's got the ability to be able to out-flop sometimes or outplay.
Yeah.
You can't pick up a hand. He just picked up the Kings and they got cracked by the Ace-Jack. And so now he's probably figuring out,
Definitely.
I've got to make a move, otherwise I'm going to dwindle down.
It's just, that's all it is, it's image. And you know what, I'm going to say that Joe's probably sitting there a tad bored. If he's opening 10-5, he's to the point where he's like, you're going to triple me up somehow or another, and I'm going to take advantage of my image.
That's it.
There'd be no other reason for him to open 10-5, I don't think.
So Taylor, the dealer, just there, just taking a bit of a breather. Big time Bradley coming straight in.
Bradley Park in the beanbag himself.
Great guy, Bradley. Got a lot of time for Brad.
It's actually my housemate.
There you go.
Yeah, fun fact.
Sure.
Great bloke.
Yeah, no, he's a lovely, lovely fella.
Yeah, I moved him up from Adelaide. Saw some good potential in Queensland for him.
Beautiful. No, lovely guy. Spent a lot of time speaking to Brad.
Awesome bloke. Heart of gold.
Yeah, big teddy bear of the unit.
He is. Him and my German Shepherd get along perfectly.
That says it all, really, doesn't it?
That's right. Yeah, Germans can sense a good and bad person. You know, my dog definitely loves Brad, so.
There you go. Anyway, back to the action here. Lawrence under the gun with King Jack off. He's just going to muck it.
Yeah. That's strange because he opened it 2 orbit to go under the gun +1. People chop and change because it didn't work for him, and now he thinks it's a fold.
It's sure. Joe
So
Hasham folding in the cutoff.
you're 10 high again.
Yeah.
If it was
Brandon
on the
Bailey
button,
here, 7-5 off. On the button.
Definitely throwing that in the bin.
That's going straight in the bin.
Yeah, he has too many chips to play funny buggers now. Thatcher with king high. This might be a shove.
Does have Didier after him in the big
Yes,
blind.
he's going to take the king high, and Didier will wake up with the unknown.
He's going to try and squeeze it out. He's
That's
going
not
to squeeze out the Jack 10.
That's not a call. That's a snap fold.
Just puts it straight in the bin.
Yeah. I should wait for the action before I comment on that.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good to get the poker brain going,
Yeah.
to understand your thought process. If you were sitting there and you had the hand dealt to you,
Yeah.
I mean,
Fuck,
you're a
he's-
winner. I mean,
yeah.
who's better to get the information
Yeah.
from?
Thank you. Yeah, it's
I'm sure the viewers at home want to hear that kind of how you think your
Yeah.
hands through
Yeah,
in
definitely.
certain positions. I mean, I don't know. I played that hand probably different, but that's just me.
yeah. So king high is definitely a shove. 15 at blind versus blind. And Michael Finlay, what are you doing, mates? That's a good friend of mine. Bit of a natural in the box, MC. Yeah, thanks, mate. I'm in my natural element of commenting on people's play. Normally I do it at the table though, so just rather do it in the box. Ace 5, definitely a fold. Liam wakes up the queen 5, snap fold.
Joey out with the second worst.
Yeah.
Round to Brandon, picks up the 10-6 off. He's in the hijack.
He'll bin that quickly.
Straight
Won't
in
even
the
think
bin.
about it. Thatcher, anything on the button. But
Ooh.
he's gonna open this. So marginal spots. Obviously, you want to take the line of the more aggressive route for specific reasons. He's definitely defending this.
Yeah, 10-9 suited.
I don't see him shoving it. It plays too well post to rip, and he's short as well.
He's only got 50,000.
Yeah,
he's in the big blind here.
Definitely. So any
easy
9,
flat and
any
try
9,
and
10, he's winning the money. Oh, the money goes in. Okay, fireworks, everybody.
He's going to check it. Jared's going to c-bet for sure,
So
I would
he
imagine,
has-
with these kings.
Yeah, definitely. He has good equity against like all of his ace-x hands, ace-king, ace-queen. Definitely can get folds from better. So the money goes in here, 50. Jared's going to snap it off and they're going to run a board. So that's basically how the action's going to go. So Johan's definitely going to try to get the ace-x hands to fold. And obviously better's never folding, but he still has equity with the up and down. So the money goes in. If it
Sure.
doesn't go in,
You're shocked.
I'll eat the mic right now.
So you just jam this over the top here with a straight
Every day. of the
straight
week.
draw, 2 overs.
So you just run the equity.
Yeah.
He might even raise. Call it.
This is interesting.
Yeah, he clicked it, right?
No, he's made it 30.
Playing
Race to 26.
50.
Okay.
He's got 18 behind. Look
I
at
don't
Thatcher's
understand
just
the
going to
play,
be
to be
like,
honest.
yeah, look, and he's just like snap ripped and he snap calls. It's just save time and rip. Like, it's a bit of it like I'm on TV, I guess, right?
Yeah, maybe he wants you to commentate on the hand.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. Like your raising it's you're all in. It's like leaving one chip behind.
So we've got the straight draw versus the pocket kings here. Johan at risk here, all
Yeah.
in for 44k. The turn card comes the ace of spades.
River 6 of clubs.
And the river, the deuce of spades, and that's all she wrote. Johan out, eliminated. And the pocket kings will get the job done there.
Yeah, definitely. That was always going to happen on that board. That was the only board that I think you guys broke on other than 10-5-3 rainbow, you know, or 9-5-3 rainbow.
Sure.
So any pair and any draw. Even like the queen jack, but the queen jack's worse for him because he loses 2 kings.
Sure.
So if that was his preferred flop for sure. Yeah. And I don't know if Thatcher folds like ace king. It's a hard one, you know.
Now, Josh, I hope you don't mind. I've just been called off the table. I've got to go and handle some stuff.
That's fine.
So the big man Harvey Silva is going to take my spot for a little bit.
Awesome. Great
It's
chatting
been
with
a
you.
pleasure. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to doing it again sometime.
Thank you. Awesome.
Now look at you. You're cooking again. Hey mate, how are you? Hey, good. Try, is it? But you know.
So we got Big H back in the commentary box.
Nice to join you. I watched you play so much yesterday and the day before, actually. It's nice to sit down and talk cards instead of watching you play cards.
Yeah.
Not going to backtrack over stuff that Josh has been talking to you about, but do you you must have been thrilled when you took it out
Yeah,
early
I
today.
definitely was. It's a good achievement to win tournaments, no matter how big or small. A win's a win. Doesn't matter if it's $5 or 5 million. Always feels good. It's definitely I was jumping up and down inside as much as I wasn't trying to show it. Definitely felt good. Yeah. It's definitely a good feeling for
You were
sure.
supposed to finish last night, and
Yeah, that was
that
a
was an
shock to have
interesting
to come back.
situation,
Yeah,
wasn't it? I mean, well, Naj was sort of the one who was pushing that we wanted to continue, and
then he rinsed 5 million chips. Shout out to Naj.
Yeah, he would have been happy to, I think, pack it up and come back with 5, wouldn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He's not known to win a tournament. He's known to cash in a couple, but he's not known to win. And I always berate him for it. He's a good friend of mine. Shout out Naj. But yeah, it was definitely a fun table. As I was saying to Josh, it was Brisbane. It was all of Brisbane on that table.
Yeah. It was not just a stacked table, but there was so much action, and I don't even know if it was the players, just the cards kept coming out.
The distribution
was just
insane.
incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like every time I, turned around to pick up a glass of water, there was somebody all in, or there was somebody bullying somebody in some aspect of, going all in or bluffing somebody and showing it. There was a couple of hands that I watched back on the stream that were just crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, how are people folding that? Or pairs getting binned and bluffs being shown and people just squirming in their seat. And I was like, this is good, I got like 100 messages on Facebook just like when I made that queen high call. It was like, I don't know. I just go through the
It shows you how many people are watching the stream, which is good. People are, right into it. We sort of don't get much idea because we're across 3 platforms here, so you sort of get an idea on Facebook. But then you've got YouTube, and you sort of get to go in there and have a look at the number of viewers, which Twitch, of course. So, across the 3 platforms, we're definitely getting some good viewership.
Yeah, for sure. And shout out EATONS Hill. They're definitely doing a good job here.
Absolutely.
Everybody, all the staff. This is an interesting hand. Definitely no DDOC betting this floor. And just one and done.
Well, the other thing about sort of the back end of the tournament, we're talking about the absolute prestige cars, the grind, which Josh fought through 2 days and then came back heads up today to win.
3 days, unfortunately.
3 days. It was supposed to be a 2-day event. I think that they were a bit shocked with 207 entries, to be honest. There was a huge number of entries for that.
So funny story is I wasn't even going to play it.
Right.
Yeah, I came to play the 550 just while I was waiting for something to do. My missus was in Brisbane, and I was like, waiting to be picked up, and she messaged me and she was like, "Are you ready to be picked up now?" And I was like, I got 600k in the grind. I'll get an Uber home. She was like, "Oh, okay." And then I came back and I never looked back from chip lead day 1.
Yeah, they had a great run.
And then my friend Jesse Stanley rocked up with 40 left. And we had a side bet on who would last the longest, and we got heads up for it.
So you won that too.
Yeah. A little bit extra money there.
Yeah, I love the comments too, by the way. Wonderful.
Liam defending? No. Liam raising 9 deuce. Liam 3-betting 9
Gets
deuce.
it. Joe folds.
Was that blind versus blind?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you just moved the button to him, sorry. That's a bit wide from Liam.
Jason's gone, this is the quietest I've ever seen the camp.
We just mentioned Naj. He was just on the side. I think he's having a chat there on the side of the table. So
they're trying to get a 5K up.
Right. Okay.
So
I saw a few of the boys upstairs trying to get something going. I didn't know what it was.
I think they're going to put it in a private little section in the corner, and I believe there is a large money aspect of it being thrown around where they're going to get a large prize pool for a one-table tournament, I believe. So I've invited a couple of well-known Brisbane high-stakes people, and I've been invited to play that as well. So I'm kind of 50-50 tossing up whether to play the 5K.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a few significant hands at the pointy end of that tournament, the grind, and one that definitely stood out was when Naj lost a massive chunk of his stack with a runner 3-3, and he pushed, I think he raised 1.5 mil into trips and couldn't see it coming.
Yeah.
I think that was against Jesse, was it? And
Yeah, that was against
And Jesse tanked for ages
with
with
Queen
it.
3, and I berated him for that. I thought that was like,
I think he's just sitting, figuring out what the hell, you know, could he have, and
you call, like, if you call full pot on the turn, you just, and you find the 3, like you're calling full pot on the turn with bottom pair, and then you find 3 of a kind, like what are you waiting for?
Yeah,
like, what else can you make with that hand? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and fair. All of that's fair. I suppose it. You know, the only asterisk there is it was for his tournament life, so he's, you know, sitting there just probably thinking it through, you know, a little longer than he otherwise would. We in here thought he was always calling there.
Yeah, Naj is definitely capable.
Yeah. So that was such a key hand for Jesse to you know, give him a chunk of chips, and also put Naj in a bit of a short stack there, and he didn't sort of last a hell of a lot longer after that. And obviously the one you spoke about before with Josh, when Johnny was all in and all the action was going on around him, and
about that before with
he hit the 4 for the wheel. That was pretty cool too.
Yeah, and he was like shocked to see it, you know, because it's when you're all in on the final table and you have to find that card and you find it, it's like the greatest feeling. It's like God touched you on the forehead with a new life, you know. It's crazy.
He was always short, but he did jump a couple of pay jumps with that. He hung around for a couple more spots, so made him a few grand that hand.
Yeah, definitely. So he was on the final. No, he was on the feature table, and we were all battling, like it was crazy, and he was doing really well. He had like 1.6 million, and they moved him off the feature table. They moved him to the side table. There was 2 tables left, and there was a bit of commotion going on, and I walked over and had a look, and he had pocket queens, and I think she was from Cairns, the Belgium lady.
Yeah.
She had ace queen, and he had queens, and she found the ace on him from a million chips, so he came to the table short.
Yeah.
But he had 1.6 million, like he was sitting really, you know, he was sitting pretty, as you'd say. And he was definitely in the works to make a top 3 finish if he kept going, because he's a solid player, you know, he plays tight. He's a solid player. Shout out to my homie Johnny.
So just what's going on here?
Got
Joe's
some-
bet out with the king on the river and had the 7 on the flop. And Brandon
Trying to figure
big
it out
stacks,
with the 8,
going to figure out.
He actually has 2 pair, Joe. King 7.
Apparently it was a must put in, and now it's
So small against the big, so could have anything really, couldn't he?
I don't really think Joe's ever bluffed with me. But, you know,
slander, mate.
Brandon doesn't like folding. I know that for a fact.
You're getting berated.
It's a queen or a king or nothing, right?
I can listen to it.
So if Brandon can figure it out, I guess he finds the bin. And if he puts the chips, yeah, he's putting the chips in. That motion right there is, I'm putting the chips in. Look, he's in pain. He's like,
he's putting them in pain,
the
but
blender.
he still hasn't whacked them in yet.
Yeah. Is it the best 40,000? It's, it's straight in the blender.
If he folds, it's a pretty good fold, isn't it?
He's had a look at his cards 5 times now.
Yeah.
Look, these chips are going in the middle. I'd bet quite some money on this that these are going in the middle.
So do you reckon if it's not Joe, it goes straight in, but because it's Joe, he's sitting there for that long?
I think if it's anybody else. Oh, no, he's putting back on his stack. Bin. Nah, they're coming back off. I don't know what's going on here.
Maybe he's raising.
No, he's like, oh, if I call, how much am I left with? Is this a good call or a bad call? I'm on TV, everyone's watching. It's against Joe. He's going through the motions. I'm surprised he hasn't.
Can hear it. I have to call you.
I knew it was going in. I would have made money.
He did say, I have to call you. So
yeah,
and
I would have. I was surprised he didn't pull up his banking app and check how much money he's got left.
All right, let's talk about that. I've got Craig Abernathy on the chat there. You're obviously like not just cards, but you like to have a look at the races and the dogs. And is that a true story? You said a bookie broke?
Yeah, they couldn't pay me.
Couldn't pay you?
Yeah, they offered me a check and I refused. Yeah, I went down to Ballina with, who was it with? Mike Rowley. I think he's here actually. Shout out Mike. and a couple of other people. Went down to Ballina. I went to bet on this horse. I think I had like $5,000 on me at the time. Went to bet on this horse, and this bloke come running straight past me, like running, like really running. And I never do this. I never asked him. I just was like, mate, why are you running? Like, what are you betting on? He goes, oh, I'm a trainer. I've got this thing called Jacina. And I said, oh. I go, why are you betting on that? He goes, I'm the trainer. He goes, why wouldn't I bet on it? And I went, oh, okay, there's something fishy going on here. So I walked up to the bloke and I was like, the bookie. I walked up to the bookie, sorry, not the bloke. I walked up to the bookie and I was like, oh, I'd like to have $500 on the thing called Jacina. He goes, mate, I don't think I can take that bet. It's 19-1. I went, oh, okay. I go, what will you take on it? And he goes, oh, look, I'll have 500. I'll let you have 500 each way on it. So I had 500 each way on it. And Mike and I walked down to the finishing post where we were watching the races. And the thing come around the bend and won by 400 meters. Like the thing it looked like a jet ski versus the horse. Like it was unbelievable. And it never looked like it was going to lose. So I finished there up 17,000 or something. Then we went to Lismore Dogs straight after. And you wouldn't believe it. I walked to the fence and I was talking to this bloke just randomly. I talk to everybody. I was talking to this bloke and I go, oh, you know, what are you doing here, mate? Blah, blah. We were drinking and we were carrying on. And he goes, oh, I own the dog in race 3, number 6. I go, oh, yeah, what price is it? He goes, $3.60. And I go, is it going to win? And he goes, if it loses, I'll give you my car. And I just went, all right. And I walked up and had $5,000 on it, $3.60, and just shit it in. By about 5
win
lengths.
by as far as the horse.
So I walked up to the cage and they're like, oh, they started paying me in like 5s and 10s. And
no.
I took the till and I was like, this is ridiculous. I was taking the money that people were buying with like for chips, like potato chips. And I was like, so I cleaned them out there and I cleaned them out at Ballina. And then I went to the casino and I lost $26,000 on Baccarat that night. So I lost a lot.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so that's an interesting story. I can't see the side of that comment.
Which one's that?
The David McGuinness.
Won't be complaining now. Josh has taken it. I think you're talking about your missus.
No, another one under it. Josh loved your bluff with 2 something.
Not sure.
I can't see.
Cut off there.
Yeah, it's cut off a little bit.
I'll have a look on the other screen.
If you love the bluff, I appreciate it, but I can't tell you the story behind it. Yeah, I got plenty more stories like that, but we'll keep that for another day.
Yeah, we'll make sure we get you on. The missus happy? Yeah, So she came around till 2 in the morning and then didn't come back today. Is that right?
So she travelled down an hour. She stayed for 10 hours, and I promised her that it'd only be a 2-day event. And she was like, yes, I can't wait. You know you're going to win it. I can't wait to get a final table photo with you. And they made it a 3-day event, and she had to work. So Mrs. won't be complaining now. Josh have taken her out for 5-star restaurants. Yeah, she definitely won't be complaining. When you've been with somebody for 5 years, you lose 50% on the dot anyway, so.
Yeah. Well, my favourite horse story is that bloke who rocked up, forgot his wallet at home. Have you heard that story? He had $2 coins in his pocket. No. He left his wallet at home. And he rocked up to the races and anyway, he put his $4 on the favourite in the first. $2.80 and it won. Crapped it in.
$5
and then
he's got now.
$5 and he put the $5 on the $4.20 in the second race and that one too. Anyway, he's run his $4 up. In the last race, he got the favourite going around at $3.60 to win $21,000.
Yeah, come second.
And the thing comes second. The thing was leading the whole way and the thing comes second. But the best story is he goes home, the missus said, how'd you go? He said, I lost $4.
Yeah. Yeah, I tend to have a decent crack at the horses. I've had some really big multis, you know, like 6-figure multis lose by 1 leg. Yeah. It's very painful. I had this thing called Amelia Star.
Oh, yes, know that horse.
Yeah, I had that 6 weeks ago.
This is getting interesting too. This hand with Jared all in here with 178.
Didier's folded, so Didier doesn't have cards.
Yeah, Didier's out. And we're just waiting to see if we get the call with the 9s.
What?
Looks like he's folded the 9s.
Nah, what? He ripped 30, right? I'm playing the wrong game here.
Me, I'm calling. I'm a jump.
It can be a call. Maybe I did the
No,
wrong
no,
call.
I'm thinking you're calling.
Yeah, but just depends who it is. Maybe someone else I might, but doubling this guy up, it's like just.
You guys stroking each other before we go on the table. I love it, eh? Everyone wants to be stroked, eh? I love it. Fuck each other up,
Yeah. Make me comfortable, you know. Give me some rubbing.
And then one day he'll slow roll you.
Then he'll hate me forever.
No, I'm talking about your slow roll against me at your house.
That's what I'm saying. Then you'll hate me forever.
No, we're playing at his house and he's slow rolling you. You're a guest at my house. It was, yeah. He couldn't help. I was like emotional. I was like,
Two folds.
the one that, there wasn't even a 1 outer. It was like a half an outer.
That's only a Bankstown boy can come up. even though he's
What
from
I'm saying
Penrith.
is less than the 1 outer if that's possible.
All right.
Six raises, reflection, 10,000. 7 folds.
So Jared has gone all in again. This time he'll get it through a little easier than the last one. J-Mac a little bit surprised with that fold of the nines in the previous hand.
Yeah. I never pronounce his name right. I think it's Kays. Kays?
Yeah, I think it's Kays.
Kays, yeah.
Kays.
Yeah. Great bloke. Awesome bloke. I played poker with him for a long time. That was quite absurd. Because Thatcher has such a, I don't know, like his table demeanor, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like, and he's well known in the poker world. He's too good. Like, when people are really good, you should call wider. Because they're going to be, you know, they got smoke and mirrors behind some of the things that they do. Like, he ripped Jack 10 suited. If he's capable of ripping Jack 10 suited, you should be calling, you know, for 30, Ace Jack. Obviously, if you have hands like Jack 10 suited dominated. So if people are capable, like I put 2 million in the pot last night against Jake Parsons. Everybody else was like, oh, you should have folded. But I know Jake Parsons can squeeze, you know, ace 8 in saying that. So if you can squeeze ace 8, I have to call ace 10. Like, if you go through the motions of, you know, going through the hands that they can shove for 30, you definitely should be calling 9s there for sure. Because he can definitely rip 8s. 7s, 6s. You know, he's definitely good enough to put people in the bin for 30. You know, he's definitely high-level thinking. He knows what he's doing. And if he's getting 9s to fold, like, he should have won the tournament twice over already. It's, when you put people in the bin like that, it's crazy to watch it, you know, like, because nobody else would know that he had 9s. Like,
No.
People think, like, oh, you know, he opened ace 5-0. He has 9s. Like, what do you do with 10s then? Are you more confident because you have a singular better pair? Like, 9s is like, you look down at 9s and you think, like, I've won the lotto. Especially for 30 bigs. But you play, like, when you play cash, I play cash predominantly more than I play tournaments. When you look down at pocket 9s, when you're like 100, 200, or even like 500 big blinds deep, you're like, someone raises and you just call. But in the tournament, someone rips 30, it's like...
There you go. It was all in for 170.
Yeah,
140 more to call.
Neil's like Jared Thatcher was all in for 170. No, it was for 140. So he'd opened and it was 140 to call with 9s.
Yeah, he raised it up 30 and then Jared went over the top 170.
Oh yeah, there you go. There's a good one. So yeah, that's right. Yeah, the day before I did win a multi. Yeah, you're right, Dan.
So this is we're back on the
we're
races
back on
here.
the races here. So there's more story to that. So the reason why I did go to the races is I put on this $10 multi, and it was 16 legs, and it was 2,815 to 1. But I put it on smaller as well for $100, and I got it up. It was 6 NRL, 6 AFL, and 4 NBA, I believe. And it yeah, I won. My last game was Penrith into Parramatta on the Sunday, and I won 33,000. But I hedged a little bit, so I cleaned 30, and then I went to Ballina and won another 15, and then Lismore another 12, and then I went to the casino and lost 26,000.
So of the 4 legs that you did, you should have just played 3 legs and not gone to the casino.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I would have won, 50,000 in 2 days. It's crazy. But I had fun.
The multis are fun. I've got a mate who puts a $30 multi on every week on the EPL, and he knows nothing about the EPL.
Yeah, just picking favourite.
Just picking favourites and draws, and he did a full round EPL, all 10 games, and he got 8 legs. He got 8 legs, and there were 2 games on the Sunday, and one was Liverpool playing like Burnley or something, and they were $1.05.
Yeah.
And the other one was my team, West Ham, was playing against someone, and he was like, should I be just, like covering the other team in the draw just to make sure I get something? And it was like, in the end, he just said, nah,
and just
I can't do it because I know that I'll do that, and then Liverpool won't get their result, and I'll lose that one. So he decided not to cover the bet, and of course it was a draw. West Ham didn't win, and Liverpool won like 6-0 or something, and it was a $30 multi to win like 50-something thousand.
Oh, so painful.
So painful.
And because you take the lines and stuff, they won't let you cash it out. So painful. Didier definitely not calling here. Folds down to him. Can't just put money in there with ace-8, I don't think. But Liam doesn't have his cards on the scanner. Oh, he has ace-queen as well. Okay, well the money goes in here and they chop it up. That's how I see the hand. Formula playing out. Yeah, so there's a call. And he turns his hand over and finds the bad news. Yes. Oh, he does have 1 live out, which is the ace of spades. Ace of, sorry, queen of hearts is live. No.
Let's see.
Just saying.
Dead. Oh, ace-8. Did he?
Oh, can you believe that?
Holy jamoli. Oh, and the queen as well. So Didier would have just found the billions of dollars of chips there.
Yeah, it was just...
And no
He's
one
never calling there, though, not with the 2 of them already in. So.
And no one would ever believe him.
Yeah.
That's why Didier just laughed. Yeah, crazy table, this one.
It's just continuation, though. It's all action.
Yeah, a couple of
I don't think I've seen a circuit. I don't think anyone get a walk here at all. It just it always seems to be cards. And talking about
that's Dennis. They just moved Dennis to the table instead of Lawrence. Oh, so Dennis is from Brisbane. If people don't know, Dennis is the biggest nit in Australia.
Biggest
nit.
Okay.
Yeah, I played the biggest hold'em cash game ever against a Chinese billionaire with Dennis, and the Chinese billionaire torched us all. It's quite hilarious. We thought we were all going to make trillions of dollars, and he got us all for everything. That was at a Gold Coast Star casino. It was quite a funny experience.
When we were talking about the action on your table, there's no coolers. I don't think I saw aces. I can't remember seeing kings.
Nope.
Okay, it was just all built hands. It was all stuff that got built on the turn, built, rivered. People getting rivered everywhere.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
So I watched that hand last night, where you guys were like, oh yeah, if Jake backdoors a flush here when I had the 8-3 of hearts, and then who else were you in the booth with last night?
I had a few here. I had I was with Aiden for a little while, and Josh was with me for a bit, and then I had the young dealer Daniel was here right at the end. He was here for the
So that was I believe it was probably Daniel then.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, they're only going to go broke here if a heart comes on the turn and the heart peels, and he goes, oh well, this is obviously going to go bet all in call. and it goes check, check, and everyone's just like, oh, no, you know, and the king of hearts, and then I check the river to him as well, and everyone's like, oh, here we go, you know, fireworks are going to take off. But, yeah, people were like on the rail, like, even my missus was like, can you hurry up and bust? Like, because I had 1 million and they both had 7 million. And then I ended the day with 9 million. I was heads up, and everyone was like, oh, and I was like, just never give up. Like, it's a game where you never give up. You know, if you have 10 big blinds, it's still piles. It's 100 hands. Like, you know what I mean? Like, playing 9-handed, you fold the big blind and you have 100 hands. If you don't fight for it, there's plenty of time. You got to have patience in this game.
And the bloke in the middle of the screen there is the epitome of that, isn't it? I mean, Joe just...
The bloke looks like he's sleeping all the time. Like,
and
like
honestly, we watched him, it might have been the day before yesterday, it's a bit hard to remember everything. I reckon he sat there for 2 hours and he played one hand, and it was a marginal hand.
If you win a tournament, right, and you play 7 days straight, you know that patience is the key to success, right? Patience is the key to success with everything, especially poker. The aim of the game is to create the best hand. If you create the best hand, you know, you win the tournament. And this tournament's gone so quick. There's 24 left.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? But it'll slow down like big time.
Of course it will. As soon as they get to around 18 left, I think you'll find like a 2-hour period where no one will play a hand. It'll just go like race off.
Well, the money's at 14, so it certainly tends to slow there. And then once you burst the bubble, it goes quick for a few, you know, the next few, I suppose, and then it really slows down again. It's interesting to watch. I'm a recreational player, but I've been playing forever.
Oh, you've seen the most hands out of everybody.
Mate,
you see 9 face up every time.
I see. I learn a lot as we go, but
look, no matter how much you watch the game, it's so much more of a thrill and I guess an adrenaline rush when you look down at the cards yourself and you don't know what the other person has. You know, like, it's easy to say what people have when you can see it.
Yeah.
Like, I sound like I know what I'm talking about when I can see the hands, but trust me, when somebody opens you, it's a very difficult game.
Well, we actually on here do a few hands where we don't show them, just
beautiful.
to give people that variety. Like, you're so used to seeing it like this. Now see how good you are. You know, you can't see the hands.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Oh, we can definitely try that.
Yeah, no, we do that often. So
we'll get that going.
We'll get that going, exactly.
And then after I do that, I think I might shoot off and play this 5K.
Mate, I think
I heard there's some free money upstairs.
You can go wherever you like. We've got see if Maddie can have a bit of a play with us. Otherwise, we'll do that next time you come in. But
yeah, definitely.
No, it is. It's a different perspective for you, which is great.
If that gets interesting, I might not go upstairs and play the 5K. Then I might do a coaching session with the whole of Australia on here.
Love it.
But yeah, these hands are definitely interesting. Were you here when that bloke folded the 9s?
Yep.
Yeah, that was absurd. But he's got so much chips. Like, people think like I got to hold on. They don't want to get tangled. And obviously, because I know some large chip stacks out there before, you know, a couple of hours ago, I don't know about now. I haven't been outside in a while, but there's some people out there with some large stacks. The tables are going to get crazy. I definitely know it's going to go nuts towards the bubble. And they're like some serious professionals in this field.
Yeah. And it's a different perspective. I've got to be honest, Josh. I sit here and I say there's actually no right or wrong, decisions. It's because people play differently. Some people put so much into their intuition and their feel and their and other people, it's the math. It's the it's the odds. It's the and I from a personal perspective, I love that's if everyone played the math, it'd be a crap game, really. So I really like. It's a bit like if it rolled out the way it was supposed to every time. No one would play this.
Yeah, because you'd always know the winner.
Yeah. So I know that it's the guys who play a lot and do rely on the math and all that. Oh, here we go.
Okay, so Dutch is working up with it. I think Liam finds a fold though. I don't really see him getting in the 200 with King Queen O. Like, it's terrible. What are the blinds for an 8? Yeah, that's a rip. He's never calling.
Let's see what happens here.
It's going in the bin.
Yeah, it has to, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Got his chips in his hand. He's got his chips in his hand.
He's I'll bet you a beer it's not going in. Yes. too much, I believe. Because, okay, so Thatcher shoves way too much ace-queen and ace-king for him to call king-queen. So he has to directly put him on, like, 7s to jacks and ace-jack suited. So it's gone in the bin.
Yeah.
So it's never, ever going in, I don't believe, there. Probably a bit shorter. He might just rip it, I guess, but then Thatcher's obviously coming along for the ride.
So just going, you know, further than that,
yeah,
you obviously play, you know, a hell of a lot, and you know,
I play more online.
The obs
yeah.
and maths. You know, how much do you put on your gut and on your instinct? Is that not discipline for you to do that if you start to play too much on feel?
If you're playing on feel, who says what's right and wrong? Okay, so I'll give you an example, right? You watch tennis. You know Djokovic's going to win every single time he plays. This is the only sport in the world where old Martha from down at the pub can just rock up with $500 and win a tournament. You know what I mean?
That's what we all say. When a chiropractor from Melbourne can become the champion of the world.
It doesn't matter who you are or what you do.
Yep.
Or it's the only sport in the world where you can rock up and just be the great for the night, you know? I might rock up, 2 days ago and win this 1K, but I might never win a tournament again. That just shows how, I could have just got lucky.
Yeah, I think that's unlikely because I do feel that there's obviously a massive
it's
skill element.
unlikely.
But there's a massive skill element to it.
But I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm really good at the game.
No.
Because there's just say there's how many people in the Goliath? Like 120 people? I'm probably 118th best out of the 120. But I do understand the game, and there's so many people who put in a lot more work than I do and study a lot more. I feel like I've done my part and done my work, and my game is, good, but we're not, talking about me is boring. I'd rather talk about Dennis. Dennis's game is crazy. Thatcher's game is crazy. I don't know how much Joe puts in work, Joe might be falling, behind in the study side of things, but he's still got the thing that works from 10 years ago, and it, prints him money. Kays, I don't know if he puts in any work, but he just won 50,000 at the start. You've got all of these people. Some people I've never even heard of. Diddy just won the 25K at APT.
Yeah, incredible, huh?
Amazing.
Yeah.
The achievements on half of these people is phenomenal.
I suppose what we all rail against, though, is that it isn't a skill-based thing. That when people start talking about poker as gambling, and that
it's not gambling.
I think that's where this is not roulette. It's, really not. It's not blackjack. It's and that's what we fight against when we want to try and legitimise it as a sport of the mind. That there's a skill, high skill element. That there's a psychology element here where you're trying to read people, you're trying to bluff people. And I think it's people who don't play the game don't understand that, and it's always those people who, you're trying to educate.
Yeah.
And
you can't educate people who don't want to learn.
No, that's
the
true
thing.
on anything, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So you might. This is also the problem with poker, because it's such an educational game. People like to educate people at the table. I really think that's should be something that should be left off the table. A lot of people like to educate people on hands when they lose. Oh, you played that hand wrong. You did this wrong. You do that wrong.
Shut
it becomes a
up would be
very
the answer.
egotistical game. And I'm not going to sit here and say I've never said to somebody you played that terribly. Everybody gets emotional. It's a very emotional game. As soon as you put money on the line with anything, it's an emotional game.
Right.
I really do believe that some people are far too good for what this game is. You know what I mean? Some people know way too much, and compared to the people who don't, the edge is pretty big. So it's,
and you know what? I love that, because it's like any other sport, because you have champions in sport who are better, who are faster, who have better skill, who understand the tactics of the game, all that sort of stuff. And that's why this is exactly like exactly what you say. The only difference being, you're right, you and I could maybe get a ball back against Djokovic, but we're never going to beat him in a match.
Never.
Whereas anyone can sit down the felt with you and I and has a great chance. And that's what we all love about it.
Yeah, I go all in with pocket king. Someone wakes up with pocket aces. Yeah. Does that mean that they're better than me? No, it doesn't. It's just it's the turn of the tide, and that's the thing about poker. Anybody can rock up and win, and that's why I love it.
Yeah.
Because like even, if, you know, you sit down with the world champion, you sit down with Joe Hashem, and he goes all in with the Kings, and you wake up with the Aces. Are you now the world champion? You know what I mean? You feel like it. But yeah.
I'm sure you'll agree, mate, the best players are the ones who save themselves the most money, the ones who actually know when to fold, who know when they're beat. Who, you know, it's actually not the ones who get the great hands, because everyone gets great hands.
Like Jake Parsons last night went into the tank with a flush.
Yeah.
3-handed. I was like, what the hell is happening here? So I was shocked.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I can beat a straight. And I was like, what? I was like, it's not even a real thing. I was like, can you hurry up and call? I thought he actually had me beat. When he makes that comment, I actually thought he had me beat, believe it or not. I was like, bro, like, call. Like, I have an 8-high flush. Like, I was almost, like, you know, shocked to see his hand. Because he actually raised, like, 5-high. So you never know what professionals have. That's the thing. Like, they're so balanced. Aiden Glenn, great content, boys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Aiden's not feeling great tonight, so he's having that night in the room and.
No, he's not.
Doing
he's
a
down
bit
the pub.
He's not at the pub. I guarantee you, he's not at the pub.
He's down the pub watching the stream.
He's doing a bit of editing in the hotel room, I hope.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, Aiden does a good job.
Send us a photo, Aiden. Josh wants to see you at the pub.
No, he's terrible at taking photos, that bloke. Always gets my head, it looks massive. Nah, my head's actually naturally massive. What material do you study, J-Mac? To be honest, just a little bit of solver work, like, you know, plugging hands that I think I make like horrendous mistakes in. Yeah, just the best thing to do is to go over the work that you think that you've made a mistake in and correct it. That's the best advice I can give to anybody. It's like what my teacher used to tell me in primary school and high school. Find out where your mistake was, and then if you can fix the mistake, you're going to find that spot again, and then you're going to be better at it. If you're not doing that, you're not going to, you know, keep up. It's the only thing you're trying to... Like Kobe Bryant used to go to the gym every day, 3 a.m. He's like, everyone was like, why do you go to the gym 3 a.m.? You can go at 4 a.m. He's like, I got to get there before everybody. And I got to leave after everybody. That's how I know I'm better. Like, it's the same thing. You just put in the work, you know. The more you study, the better you're going to be at everything.
Mate, I live by the creed of a much smarter Harvey than me, a bloke called Harvey Specter from Suits.
He's a great lawyer.
And his saying was, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Right.
And
yep, because you're not working hard enough to be better.
And always learn. Always learn.
That's right. If you think that you're the best person in the room, you're not. That's the only problem.
Well, one of the best people in the room's just got up and moved from the table. It's Joe Hashem. He's been moved to another table to balance it up. I'd gather there's 22 left, so...
I think actually if you yawn 14 times on stream, they move you off it regardless. Or if
it may have been that too.
Or if you spend too much time on TikTok watching golf swings, that's another way to be
He loves his golf, Joe.
Yeah, I was trying to get him to play. I want to play him for money. I played Jesse for money. I gave him 50 shots the other day and he beat me for $5 grand. So lucky I beat him heads up. Leaks. Oh, yeah, look, leaks, yeah, definitely. That's what I mean, like if you plug leaks. Sorry, Aiden Glenn just commented, leaks. Love Harvey Specter, Suits, classic, yeah, good show.
So I played with Joe in a little thing that he put together, which I don't think I'm speaking out of school, but he'd like to grow it.
Yeah.
And it was a golf and poker day.
Yeah,
and
that'd be interesting.
So we did it down at his club. You randomly drew your partner, and you added together your points from your Stableford score, and that was your starting stack in poker in the afternoon.
Oh, that's brilliant. I like that.
Pretty cool, huh?
That sounds like a good day.
It was a great day, 32 of us. And,
so what did you partnered with?
Just some random guy who...
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You shot? What did you shoot?
I got 24 Stableford and he got 26, so we started with 50,000 stack.
And you play teams?
And you play teams,
so
15 on, 15 off.
Yeah, okay, beautiful rotation is like the blind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how'd you go?
Crap.
I thought this story was going somewhere.
No, because I shat myself. Because when you're playing in teams, you don't want to send your team broke.
No,
and I absolutely had a call, a stone cold call that I had to make, and I was scared that he wasn't even going to sit down. And I said, I'll fold because I didn't want to lose the stack for him, and I was miles in front. So it's a very different dynamic when you're playing with a partner.
That's what you'll hear. A majority of natural gamblers and natural poker players will say, you always have to play your natural game no
Yeah.
matter what, you know?
Yeah, no, I regretted it. And he was actually standing there, you know, you weren't supposed to communicate, but he was actually standing there, like, encouraging you to call. He was, don't worry.
Even on Suits, Harvey Specter bluffs Lewis? Lewis, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he bluffs Lewis, and he says, like, I don't have a hand, I bluffed you, but I know you're not willing to put the money in the middle.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a fun day, and I think that's something that's got a bit of legs if you can maybe do that, replacing a Pro-Am at a tournament like the day before when the course is all set up.
Yeah.
You got the broadcast in place. I think people would be really interested in that, sort of a Pro-Am thing, you know, pro poker player or pro golfer, and then you swap over as a team. And
that sounds like an amazing event. I want to be a part of that.
Okay, you're in.
Just jump straight in. Yeah. Are we allowed to talk about this?
Yeah, absolutely. We've just been given the heads up on who the next feature table is going to be. We've got a 30-minute dinner break coming up, and talk us through who's going to be sitting here, because there's going to be a few big names on that too.
Okay, so we'll start from number 1, Ridge Grimsey. Never heard of him.
Okay.
That's a bad start, right? Then we have Chris Zenanos. Zenanos or Zenos?
Zenanos.
Dipper, good friend of mine. His son actually helped me. He's a mechanic, helped me with my car, so he's a great bloke. Alex Linsky, don't need an introduction for him.
No.
Well known, obviously, in the poker world and around the scenes. Kenta Ito. I think I know who it is, but I haven't played with him, I believe. Then you have Noman Mirza, very good friend of mine.
Yeah, we saw him a lot yesterday. He was on the feature table.
Yeah, I actually berated him where I shouldn't have. I feel bad. Shout out to my homie Noman. We play online sessions together, and he comes around to my house and we talk a bit of poker strategy here and there. Then you have Adam Carmen. Okay, another bloke that needs no introduction. He had a lot of chips when I was in the tournament. A lot. So wonder how he's going. And we have Mike Maddox. Also doesn't need an introduction. Well known, just came off a win, I believe, at another series.
Well-known poker blogger and online commentator.
Nice bloke.
Yep. I'm sure he'll join us at some stage. I did ask him a little earlier, and he said, I plan to go real deep in this tournament, so you might not see me today, and he's right.
If not, I'm sure he'd love to jump in the booth as well.
Yeah. No, he said, when
well.
I get knocked out, and he hasn't been knocked out. He was pretty confident going in this morning, so good on him.
I believe he had quite an alright stack at one stage. As I said, I can't give updates because I've been in the booth for 1 trillion years, which feels like. But
well, we're nearly done. As we say, we're going on a dinner break, so I think we're only 10 minutes away from the break.
Yeah. So we're actually commentating on this in real time.
No, this is half hour behind.
This is half hour behind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is different to how you've probably done it before and how I've done it before the APT.
Normally it was real time.
Normally
right?
it's live and we're locked away in a room. We're actually commentating, as I keep telling everyone at home, half hour behind.
What I actually meant was as we're seeing it.
Yes, as we're seeing it. So that's just
live,
another layer of security for us because, we're not seeing, we can't communicate, because we're not seeing it live.
I can't text somebody and say,
absolutely not. And
Jimmy's got 450, you should rip it in there.
It's really important that people realise that.
Not that I would,
No, but that is.
Yeah.
Man, if we get the authorities come down and we've got that, we can show them how we're doing this, and it's not leaking out. No one's getting any info certainly not from behind.
Really enjoying this beer, to be honest.
You're drinking it like it's soup, though. You're going slow.
Yeah, I quit drinking.
Yeah.
So I had the win, and then the boys berated me into having a drink as a celebration.
Nice.
But I'm not drunk, which is good.
No, we can tell that.
Yeah. I love a drink, though. Used to be my time away, these series. I'd get drunk at them and play crazy and...
Play loose.
Yeah, I didn't, take it seriously, and then I rock up one series, don't have one drink, and then ship a 1K, just shows, the difference. So what do you normally like to dabble in if you were to play?
Well, we've spoken about my poker background, very recreational player,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you, my poker goes back 35 years.
Yeah.
And I still play with the same group of mates for
Beautiful.
35 years.
That's something. Yeah, that's
and we
something
play
that I hope,
Manila.
you know.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Manila, but that's all we play.
I've lost some serious money playing that game.
We started playing
Three
Manila when
card.
we were 18, and we're still
three card
playing.
Manila.
No,
I played three card.
Three card Manila. No, we played 2 card Manila, 7s and up.
Yeah.
And
What did we play? We played 3 card Manila from 8s up, pot limit, and the in was like 100 or something. Is that it? Does that sound right?
yeah.
It's like like it's not like a blind, right?
No, everyone's got to put
Yeah.
money in to start with.
Yeah.
Before you
Yeah, it was
start.
100.
Yeah.
And then you bet 100, and then you bet 200 or something.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. I'm not.
I'm
definitely not a Manila professional.
I'm going to embarrass myself, but this is so for me. It's different. For me, it's obviously the social and still the reason that all our mates still get together every month, which I find incredible that we're still doing it. Mate, we still play 50 cents, $1, $2.
Oh, beautiful. Sometimes
no
it's not
chips,
about
it's
the
all
money.
coins.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes
the
it's not
tables
about the money.
like that with coins.
Yeah, it's like 50-cent pieces and stuff.
So we still do that, and then I play a little bit. I actually went over to Vegas. Wanted to play the World Series. That's sort of the bucket list thing, and
definitely. Vegas is the.
I won a quali to get into the World Series, but it was the day before it. I was supposed to leave, and I couldn't change my flights, and it was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. So I just took the money and went home. Never played it, but love the game, love the strategy of the game.
It's an awesome game. You could have been the next Joe Asham.
No, I could have been no one, but I'm working very closely with Tony, and I think everyone realises what Tony's trying to achieve here is, for the good of poker. It's not about this tour, about him. It's about, he's been on this crusade to have poker recognised as a game of the mind and a legitimate, sport.
Yeah.
And
Tony and I have had a lot of chats.
Yeah,
I want to play golf with him too.
He's a terrible golfer. Play with Joe.
Yeah, I want to play with Tony then because I want to play for money. Danny Buckley just said, "Hey boys, loving the stream. I was there the night with the Chinese billionaire." Yeah, so that was a crazy night, where I played with Naj and Dennis.
Yeah.
100, 200, 400 at the casino.
It's wild, mate. It's wild.
It was the most crazy game. So we rocked up to play this Chinese billionaire, and we're all thinking payday. And the Chinese billionaire got everyone. I think, but combined, we did 100 between everybody, 100,000. It was pretty crazy. I think I lost 20, and a couple of others. But I'm not gonna. I'll disclose what I lost. I lost 20,000, and I think the rest of the boys did. No names, obviously.
Yeah.
But everybody was there. It was public. But yeah. No,
But then the next night you won it on the Lismore Dogs, so that's okay.
Yeah. So the night before that, I played the Chinese billionaire heads up. He requested that we play heads up after the game broke, and I beat him for 36,000. This should you snap folded, King Jack. Thought he'd at least call.
It's just we're fractionally behind 38k raise.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Thatcher folded the ace nine.
Still going round here now.
Oh no,
Kevin's got to make the call. 38.
Fold.
And he folds.
Yes, what I would do as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's standard. As much as I think Kevin is nursing that stack, he's played really well off the short stack. Yeah, Brandon waking up with a pair, he's always going to play the most aggressive route, especially tens.
Yes. Probably maybe the last look at our chip stack before we go on the dinner break.
Yeah.
Brandon's been sitting atop that.
Yeah, he hasn't moved.
For since I've sat down today anyway.
I got here and he had 701 and now he has 730. And he just picked up 18,000 of it.
There you go.
So maybe he's playing a bit nitty. Maybe he should be 3-betting a bit wider and, using the chips to his advantage, leaning on a few short stacks. This might...
Now Kevin's...
He might stick this.
He's starting to get short on the table.
But...
He is under the gun and it's...
He's going to...
No,
don't raise. Don't raise. No. Stop. Don't do this. No, don't limp. No. That's the whip. We want to whip that one in.
He might get lucky though.
Yeah, that's we're praying at this point.
So I think Didier's from the button here. He's
I get emotionally attached at
Of
this
course
point,
you
seeing
do.
the cards. I'm like, no,
So
no,
for
no,
me,
don't
this
do
is
it.
a call for you. It's potentially a raise, isn't it, off the button here?
I'm folding.
You're folding?
Yeah.
Okay. Queen Jack?
Yeah. It
Just
doesn't-
looks pretty and never wins, right?
No, it just doesn't play well enough
Yeah.
against a limp under the gun. And the
Yeah.
bloke's got 87,000 behind. What's he limping worse? What, Queen 10 suited, Jack 10 suited? I guess if he's limping fives, what, does he just stick it? He's not limping. Look, he's now trying to take advantage of, would say, the recreational limp.
What do you reckon that?
But
What
like,
did he bet there? 25.
because the bloke's
So
like older,
So
right?
Kevin now, is this what he wanted? Does Kevin now shove the rest?
Yeah,
with
that's
the
what I mean.
fives?
Like the old strategy, you know, like from a lot of people who are like a lot older in the poker world.
He's
No.
just calling. How's that?
Oh,
That's a weird thing
I
to
don't
do there, isn't
like
it?
that at all. But like, what if he flops Jack 5 something?
Yeah. What are you hoping for? I suppose it's actually a pretty good flop for 5. So
Only because we can see it, I guess. Like Didier's range is like King
yeah,
X
well,
heavy
his range is anything.
and better
really.
pairs, right?
Yeah.
And he's just going to bet and almost going to fold. He's not going to just flat it off.
He can't.
He should
flat.
just go in the
It's-
bin, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you're right. We can see the cards. It's so much easier when you can see the cards.
It's like the worst.
But it's a
People
weird,
just-
weirdish sort of play anyway, isn't it?
People
Surely
just-
it's all got to go
yeah.
in here. Surely.
No. People just think like, oh, if I flop a set, I'll just get all the money in.
Yeah.
And like, you're just torching chips. Like you put 25,000. Look, and he just
Getting
lets it
rid
go.
of it.
Like
Yeah,
he
he's
just
just
lost
wasted it,
a
hasn't
third
he?
of his stack, like a fourth of his stack. You just put 25,000 in the middle and just
Yeah.
didn't continue. You like ripped a lot in and just flip away. Like,
And then totally understand, but if a 5 comes out in the flop, he's a genius.
he's a wizard. Like, yeah, change his name on the stream to like Voldemort or something. Like, he's working the magic. That's the problem. Like, this is the thing with the whole. So back in the day, like when I used to play cash at the casino and stuff, like if an older, I would say older, like older than me, like a bloke who has been playing for like 20 years, limped under the gun, it was only aces.
Yeah.
Like if someone limped under the
I
gun,
get
you'd
you,
get 30.
yeah.
You'd get like a 30 million% fold. Like no one was ever continuing. And we're like, oh yeah, you know, and we'd say to people like, your aces, duh, and just turn them over. You know, like the old limp raise under the gun. It's just so Brandon's working up with the jacks here. That's a. Did he just open the 25,000?
Looks like it.
What are these opens? Seems to look really large, you know, like.
You find jacks hard to play?
Nah.
No.
Anybody who finds jacks hard to play hasn't gone back and gone over the reason why it was wrong the first time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Everybody goes, oh, you know, like jacks are the worst hand in poker.
Oh, I don't think they're the worst hand.
Okay, but what happens if you go all in with jacks and someone calls you with tens? Are they still the worst hand? It's only people only ever think about the times that they lose. You know, oh, my ace has got cracked or my king's got
Look,
cracked.
I don't play nearly as much as you, but I've got to say, jacks have held up for me way more than they haven't.
I pray for jacks. Yeah, I'm coming. Sorry, I've just been
Yeah, nah,
people are trying to get me to go
I think
play the
Naj is
5K.
running the whole tournament. Isn't it? Naj running the whole
We've got a
event.
series, yeah. They call it the
Last
jazz.
night, I don't reckon you were playing on if it wasn't for Naj last night. He just basically called Tony over. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, yeah. We have such a good relationship with, you know, the Hashims, and Naj is such a well-known person in the poker world. Such an enjoyable event to come because it's like home, you know.
Yeah. Oh, look, you guys are going to see a lot of changes
Yeah.
here. You know, it's only the second tournament since Tony's
Yeah.
in charge. Mate, the first thing you'd see is this. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
just the
this is good,
production,
yeah.
you know, that we've put together, and
Yeah.
he's so keen to get this out and show
Yeah,
not
that's
just
right.
Australia, the world, you
Yeah,
know,
it's
what's
good.
happening in Australian
Definitely.
poker. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a really, you know, mate, I've been in TV for 30 years, and I'm still impressed that you put something like this together.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
it's only going to grow.
Did you ever commentate? I feel like your voice is. Did you commentate Aussie Millions?
No, I didn't.
You have that radio voice.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into my whole background, but I've done it all. I was,
Yeah.
TV reporter, radio, producer, mainly producer now.
Thought you said you weren't going to go into it.
Mainly producer, no, not what I've done. But poker's new for me.
Yeah.
No, I haven't done
it's
Aussie
good.
Millions.
Like
Poker's
your voice is like a. It's like
soothing.
easy to hear. Yeah, it's like easy to listen to. Like I really
well,
respect it. You know.
I think people can pick up that I'm enjoying myself here. I really, I don't get bored watching this. I'm learning all the time.
Definitely.
Love to, see the way people think and react, and then get people like yourself in here to sort of clarify, what is really happening there, and almost, I suppose confirming that, I do know a little bit about it because I'm thinking the same way as you.
Yeah,
so that's good. I'm the Norman Chad of Australia.
Yeah, it's you have the gift.
Thanks, mate.
It's enjoyable to listen to.
Well, all right, you've guaranteed yourself an invitation back, so thanks a lot.
Thanks, Harvey.
But I think a couple more hands will let you go. I know there's something else to play out there, and we are going to go on a dinner break. Must be very soon.
Yeah. Aiden Glenn just commented, J-Mac, cheeky moments at the table highlights package about to drop. Enjoy a good laugh. Oh, this will be entertaining.
So it looks like
Jeez, I can't wait.
Aiden's put together something for when we do go on the dinner break, so hang around for that. And again, we're going to have a new feature table after that 30-minute dinner break. Pretty big names there.
If I bust the 5K, I might come sneak my way back into the booth.
Absolutely. You can chuck out whoever else is here
Got
and
nothing else to
go
do.
for it. Apparently, it's tomorrow night you want to be around here. The pub, I've heard, goes off on a Friday night.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so
I was here last time on a Friday.
Yeah, and?
It was like 500 people upstairs, just like toxic drunk. And I was like, wow.
I've heard.
So we went upstairs. I think we were going to go play pool, because I was staying here. And I got so drunk on I think it was like the Friday or the Thursday. I got like super drunk, and I bagged. So I was in for 3 bullets in the grind. I bagged like a healthy stack, and I was too sick to come today too.
Oh, wow.
That's how drunk I got. So I was, too sick to come. I was like, couldn't stop throwing up. I was a mess.
Well, you've learnt your lesson.
Yeah, I did. I stopped drinking. But yeah.
All right, so
this venue's definitely good, but
these two guys holding the same hand. So
Dennis,
this is just who's more aggressive here, isn't it?
Yeah. So Quays and Brandon. So they both have a lot of history together. I think they grew up both in the same pub, poker, like in the pub.
Okay.
So they played Sunnybank, I believe. Sunnybank RSL together. So I'm pretty sure this will just go to showdown, and they'll both show and laugh at each other and have a giggle.
Yeah. 2 big stacks. They don't want to get
so it'll go
too
check,
involved.
And then he will check. Yeah, see.
Yep.
And then straight on the back watch. And then here comes the laugh. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So, yeah, look. Brendan will tell him how bad he played it. Yep. And then he'll be like, yep, blah, blah, blah. Beautiful. Here we go. On to the next one. Oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. Yeah. Bit of this and bit of that. I love the cheek that comes out of poker. Everybody nice and friendly. So the stacks haven't really changed at all. Like,
no.
Who's short? So
Kevin's really short now after that donation before.
Oh, Diddy's got 18 still. That's still plenty. People think, like, 18 is not a lot. 18 is millions. When you play online, like online poker tournaments and stuff, when you register a tournament, like the maximum late reg, like max late reg, you get 10 bigs. 10 bigs, and a lot of people do it. Like, a lot of people like to play short. You have no decision, You pick up the marginal hand and you whip it in. 18's huge, huge.
Well, the grind, if you came in, right at the back end of that, you got, I think it was 24 big blinds. So that's, I think that was partly why we got so many players in it. I think the structure of that and the opportunity to come in and still have a really good crack at it coming in late.
Yeah. I fired 2 bullets in the Goliath. That was fun. Nice dustage of $5,000.
Well, you were out pretty quickly, weren't you, the first one?
Yeah, I ran ace-king into 10s with the Mike Maddox mindset. That was a great help, that one.
Well, here's your ace-king for the Q-man.
Yeah, so K's will probably open, I'm going to say 21,000. 22, 17? I don't know, I can't see that from here.
It's hard to see.
22,
it's 22, you're bang on.
Yeah.
And the jacks.
I think he might just launch here. How much has he got? No, he's got 250, way too much. That's never happening. So he's going to make it 60. His hand's way too strong to just light it up. and send it. I think he makes it like 60 or 58. He flat. Okay, that's trappy. I like it. He's deep, so it's not that bad.
For someone who knows a lot less than you, I so like that. I reckon that is not a bad way to play jacks. See what comes out in the flop. I
The
know
high
it's,
variance route is to rip it. Like,
but
you
you
get
know what?
the
He
most in the
gets
middle.
3 small cards here, which I bet you he does. Watch. There you go. So now.
Ace, king, ace of spades. Okay, that definitely deserved a C-bet. With the ace of spades, might not be a C-bet. Because then what does he continue with, right? So he has all ace-x flush draws.
64 pot. I reckon he puts in 50.
Nah, no way he's going that big. Oh, prove me wrong.
No,
Harvey.
he hasn't gone that high.
Nah, I don't
30?
think it was 50. Nah, it's 40. Or 5. 40? 5.
There you go.
45,
Pretty close.
Yeah. Okay.
And
prove
see you
me
later.
wrong.
Do you fold here if you got your ace king?
The thing is, why do you need to go that big? Because everything that's trapping you, top set, middle set, bottom set, it's never folding. Every overpair that destroys you is never folding. I think you get the same information and the same folds for like 28.
Hang on.
And you just get binned straight away.
So.
And he snaps.
Wow.
And turns it over.
There you go.
So going large, I think, works better. Okay, maybe I know nothing about this.
No,
game.
you don't know nothing. This is what I'm saying. I actually don't think there's a right and wrong. I think everyone plays, and as long as he can dodge it.
I think it's just a torch, though.
Yeah,
like, why do you?
I mean, you'd
like you
much
block
prefer
aces
to be
and
where you
kings, I
are, but
guess,
he's still got to dodge. He's still got to dodge.
Yeah. Good luck, Liam. Old, beautiful.
And he does. So
I'm never going to just say like ace can get there. Like, you kind of want the good hands to be rewarded, the good plays to be rewarded. Now Liam's got 525.
Yeah. So
absolutely killing it.
Not exactly the play you would have done, but you know what, mate? We saw a good play and a great hand, and we've had a lot of fun for a couple of hours. So thanks, mate. It's been good to have you here. I hope you don't bust out of that thing you're about to enter, but if you do, I'll see you shortly.
Yeah, I'm going to go fire a couple of bullets in the 5K. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I'll see you when I come back or another day.
So hang about. I think we might be trying to run a little package of yours during this break, but we have 30 minutes now. We'll see you back here after that for a new table in this 2,500 buy-in Goliath. Speak to you soon.
Ciao.
No, yeah. last season. No, because he checked.
Hey, I'm not an arsehole.
Oh, that's a bit harsh.
What's that?
He showed his hand before.
What's that?
Yeah, you should have waited for me to show.
No, I didn't really care. If you didn't have 2 pair, I didn't really care.
You happy to win the pot?
In my head, I put you on Jack 9. It's just, I don't know, you hesitated and I thought maybe. You have Jack 9?
No, I had a small 8.
Oh, okay.
He said ace.
Jack 9, mate.
Watching Mel at Coops when I woke up this morning, the 5:25.
After hours?
Yeah, it's good fun. I had a sweat in Coops. Mate, he was last of 11 all the way to the bubble.
Yeah.
He puts in 2 of his last remaining 3 with ace jack-o, and he goes all in, and then he folds.
Oh, no.
Against ace 5 and ace 8.
Oh, really?
And ace 8 covers. So we're like, just hold. 5 on the flop. We're like, not like this. 8 on the turn.
Oh.
Snuck in for a min.
Wow.
And then Happy Well did his thing.
Yeah, he shipped it, right?
Yeah, he did.
You want to walk?
It'll be nice. I want Marco to have a really good hand too.
A walk's good. I'll take a walk.
I think he said a walk.
Yeah, I thought so as well. I was like, what?
Marco does
What Dylan?
fucking aces versus ace king or something like that. He hasn't lost one of those in a while.
Why would you live in Sydney? All the poker action's in Brisbane. Brisbane's like Silicon Valley, mate. That's what it is. It's like the Silicon Valley of fucking poker.
Mate, Trav is rampaging.
The rampage has slowed down now.
He's rampaging, bro.
Second turn.
Maybe we are playing for second.
Me and Josh. Are you trying to boost the prize pool so you can just snatch it away? Jared, snatcher. Snatcher bankroll.
Snatcher, Thatcher. This is wrapped, brother. This is not released. You can buy one. We're releasing the merch.
Wow, what a mate, eh? No, you can't have one. You
We're
can buy
releasing the
one.
merch in 2 weeks. Half the reason I'm here is to promote the merch. Not that I'm afraid.
You're on mic. You're on the mic.
Yeah, it's all free. It's all free.
Yeah, you got to promote it. So the APO hoodies, how much are they?
140 actually.
140. I think it's like a Kathmandu. Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah. I'm touching it at the moment. It's awesome.
Bet for once.
And you beat the nuts.
I'm thinking what combination of flush draw could you have? That was it, ace deuce, that's fine.
We have a sweat. I don't know what my second card is, but I have an ace no side. I fold if it's a deuce or a 3. That's the ace. Fuck me, man.
That was a sweat for me too.
Yeah, that was a sweat, dude.
That was good TV.
Oh, fuck that thing. It would have been better if I peeled an egg. Yeah, I didn't know which one it was, so I'm squeezing the first one and I'm like, oh my god, no ding. And then I see ace of clubs and I'm like, ah.
See, look, we even have Norman behind us talking absolute nonsense as per usual.
Full of beans.
Yeah.
700k.
That's what happens when you're from Pakistan, though. You're just born full of beans.
So cool.
Yeah.
So did I open? Correct.
Have a look at your cards. That might tell you something. Yeah, that's right.
You just never seem confident in all these, huh?
Nah, I don't mind if I lose this one. The king queen one, I would have been like, oh my god, not again.
That one would have hurt.
Like this, whatever.
Get some stand-up equity.
Oh, the dark arts, huh?
Oh, that's
You're going to really need to put the backpack on now. GG, man.
Good luck, guys.
GG.
Just rather stay out of your way at this point.
I got wrong with a
Torching big blinds. Yeah. I just folded kings. I'm not like this house bloke.
Huss got this aspect where he thinks going all in with 2 kings is a good play.
That's his ego. Kids with ego. What the 2 kings in?
He obviously has no idea. Like, we're on film, bro. Like, I don't know how you're not embarrassed.
I hope he hasn't sold for this.
Straight, yeah.
Say something about that.
Yeah. Do you know why, bro? If you've sold a percentage to this tournament, your backers are going to be very disappointed in you for just throwing away money. Throwing away money. Your new nickname, Huss?
Huss Insane.
Huss Straight Torchin.
That's like a street cred name.
Yeah.
Fuck off. I'm good at finding when Huss has got nothing.
Beanbagging, Straight Torchin.